All right, everybody. How are we doing? I'm gonna throw this on Instagram too. What the fuck? Just for the hell of it. We'll throw that up there and we'll see what goes on with that. 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. All right, everybody. I think it's time for us to get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ed Talk. This is a bit of an impromptu stream, and it's probably not going to go for very long because I still need to set up and get work done for Contemporary in the morning. But after everything that's just transpired tonight, it's been a night, and we got to talk a bit about this here. So, a little disheveled, I know, because I have been cleaning up for the past few hours here. Something major happened, and that's, I think, what we need to talk about here is the fact that something pretty major happened on the day, by the way, that I also went over and mentioned the fact that it's Okay, let me set the stage here for just a bit. What had happened was somebody had tweeted out earlier on. Let's get the tweet because we can do the Contemporary thing. Let's get this up here. Let's bring my profile up here so I can show you what had happened here. Yeah. So let's bring this over here and bring this up. So, what had happened today was, earlier this morning, I found this comment here that said, Dr. AH says, have you ever had to defend yourself with a firearm? Be honest. And, I don't know what Dr. AH is, I don't know what his intentions were with that tweet. I really don't. I know the first thing that came to my mind when I first looked at this and thought of that is I've also never had to use my fire extinguisher. And before today, I've never touched a fire extinguisher in my life. I've never pulled the pin. I've never swept side to side. I've never done any of that. I was actually a little bit surprised I was able to do this with such precision so quickly because I've never had to do this before. Well, today that has changed, and I quote tweeted this back out. I quote tweeted out, oddly enough, I posted this reply this morning, and a couple hours ago I needed to use my fire extinguisher. You never appreciate emergency equipment until you need it. Here's what happened. Approximately 7 p.m., I had been doing some cleaning around the house. I got home from vacation, realized that with all the work that I'd done, I had been neglecting cleaning around the house, so I decided today was going to be a big project day of getting up and cleaning. I was going to go through, get everything done up, picked up, organized. It's mostly clutter, except I haven't vacuumed or mopped in months. So I went ahead, got everything ready, and about 7 o'clock, I'm like, wow, I didn't eat lunch, I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I had some chicken that I wanted to make because I took it out of the freezer this morning. I was going to bread it, throw it in the pan, and eat it up. So I put the pan on the stove, put the oil on to heat up. There's a cast iron pan. So put the oil in there to go and heat up, and I've sat and watched oil heat up forever and never thought a word of it. But, I thought to myself, okay, this is going to take a couple minutes. I can go back and I can finish up some of the cleaning that I was doing. I can multitask. This will all be fine because I've never seen a problem. And I turned the hood on, and I heard the fan while I was picking some things up in the living room. It sounded like it was starting to make some different tones. And I'm like, what's going on with the fan? What's wrong with the fan? Is there something wrong here? Hello, Wiffy Productions, and also hello, Leibt too, by the way. Anyway, going on with what I was saying with this. So that happened. I went out to go check it. I thought the fan was dying because I cook all the time. I had it on all the time. I thought it was about to go out, and I saw something I never thought I'd see before: a massive fire in my kitchen coming up out of a cast iron pan. And this wasn't just a small thing where you throw a lid on it and go. This was full up. Flames reaching up into the hood, which was what was causing the motor to go. The motor was being scorched alive essentially off of this. So I knew where the fire extinguisher was. I calmly went out and grabbed the fire extinguisher and came back in and put the fire out. Actually, it was kind of a funny story because I hit it with the extinguisher, just a quick pulse. That was all it seemed that it needed. Because it was all actually fairly well contained. The biggest casualty of the entire thing was the paint on the wall and the paint on the side of the fridge. Because in the apartment setup that I have here, the fridge makes kind of a little cubby alcove for the stove. So it's sitting up right next to it. The paint on the side of the fridge, the paint on the wall, those were the biggest casualties of everything. The owner of the place doesn't have a backsplash up, so I mean the paint on the wall took the brunt of everything. The stove obviously had some damage off of there, but that actually surprisingly cleaned up very, very well. But anyway, back onto the story and the reason that I'm talking about this, and the reason that I want to encourage people to go and take some of their defense into their own hands as well, because that is something that you need to do. So, okay, all this goes down, and I rent. Everybody knows that. I need to come up with about $3,000 more to effectively get myself to a point where I've got a couple things sitting back on my credit I need to get rid of. So I rent. So anyway, I hit the pulse, the thing flares back up. I realize the burner's still on, and the knob for the burner is melted, so I had to go get a screwdriver and turn the burner off. So I got the burner turned off, hit it one more time because it kept flaring back up. Fire's out, dry chemical everywhere, melted plastic all over the stove. You know what the kind of thing is. You know the thing, man. Anyway, this is the reason that I wanted to do the stream and talk about the importance of why it is that we are prepared for emergencies at this point. Because we do need to be prepared for emergencies. So, the fire alarm in the hallway goes off. And I don't know if this is Wisconsin law, if this is municipality law, or what it is, but the fire alarm, like the smoke detector up over there isn't connected to anything. It's just a regular smoke detector. Like, beep, beep, your food's done smoke detector. And it's that oversensitive one, too, where if you get just a little wisp of steam coming off of there and it hits the thing, it goes off. But the one out in the hallway is connected to the fire department, so it sends a signal down to City Hall, where the police department is, to let them know that there is a fire in case they've got to evacuate the entire 8-unit building. Okay, so that's all well and good. So, and I didn't know that. But this is the time thing, and this is where people talk about police are minutes away when it happens, and police are minutes away when it happens. So, the fire alarm in the hall sends a signal down to City Hall. Now, I have, at this point, I've had the fire out. The fire's out. Yes, Wolfie Production, an electric stovetop is still called a burner. I like that idea, but yeah, it's still a burner. The heating element. Is that better? Anyway, so, at this point, I've had the fire out. The fire's been out for a good 10 minutes at this point. I've already talked to 3 of the neighbors. We've got every window in my apartment is open. The front door is open because all the windows are on one side, so there's no cross breeze. The front door is open, and we opened up the main front doors as well just to get all the rest of the smoke out of the building. It kind of made a nice tunnel and sent everything out of here. 10 minutes go by. Almost all the smoke is out of my apartment at this point, and it was a thick, deep, rich, heavy smoke. It's almost completely cleared out of here. Then the first police car shows up. 10 minutes. And they're not, and I don't live out in some rural area either. Well, it is rural, but it was municipal police, and the police station is 4 blocks over there in that direction. 4 blocks over there in my redacted name town. Took him 10 minutes to get here. That was the police officer who came in to take the statement, come and assess the situation. 10 full minutes. And then I was informed after, I gave the statement, let him know what came on. He came in and he looked around. He saw, the fact that the fire was out, everything was calm. He radioed in. The fire was, he had radioed in already to come out and that there was heavy smoke. It took another 10 minutes after he got here for the fire department to get here. 20 minutes in an 8-unit building. And the fire department isn't that far away either. It's not in the same building as the municipal building. But this is a small town. They don't go far. 20 minutes, 2-0, for emergency response to get here in an 8-unit building where there's a fire. Tell me, people, why you wouldn't now? And I'm not blaming anybody for this. I mean, there's bureaucracy and everything else that goes along with this, but I mean, think about it. I'm very glad that the fire extinguisher it's in the hall. This state doesn't require individual fire extinguishers in unit, so there's a big one collectively out in the hall. Actually, there's two. There's one for the upper floor, one for the central floor, and I think there's one for the basement too, actually. I'd have to go down there and check. So I'm glad I knew that one was there. I went out and got it and hit it. And then the hood, even though it burnt out the motor and killed every piece of circuitry inside the hood, also kept the fire from reaching the oak stained cabinets that were above it, contained the fire. All the safety equipment worked. But all the preparedness in the world, if I had been incapacitated, if I'd have been asleep, and something like that would have happened. And not just a stove fire, but like an electrical fire, a crossed wire. It's an old building. If I'd have been asleep, 20 minutes before emergency services show up to do something, am I damn glad that I had the equipment there that you hope you never have to use? Am I goddamn glad that I had it there? Yes, very much so. I'm very glad that I had it there. And it comes back to the same thing with a firearm. People come out and say, well, nobody needs a firearm because the police will come out here. It took the police 10 fucking minutes to get here from 4 blocks away. In a small town where there isn't shit going on. 2-0. 1-0, I'm sorry. The police were 10 minutes. With a fire! Yeah, Wolfie Production says the government will take care of you. Thank you, Wolfie, over on Instagram. Random Randy's over here, and Dora Darling says sounds like a good place to rob. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest that because this is rural Wisconsin, and even though it is a 4-digit population town, most everybody here is highly armed. So, yeah. That's what I wanted to talk about here. It's the preparedness. And, I was going to do a solo video on this, but, then I've got to edit, upload to YouTube and everything. Whereas if I just come on here and do the stream, I can see who's coming in and who's checking me out. And also, it just does the upload for me right away to YouTube and everything's all right there. So most of the people are going to watch this back on the replay, but still. That's the thing you need to pay attention to. The fact that, yes, it took 20 minutes before fire got here. In an 8-unit building that up until a few days ago had kids living in it. Keep in mind. Yeah, that's unacceptable to me. Of course, I had to have all the windows and doors open too, so now I got a fucking fly in here. Cocksucker. Your days are numbered, fuckstick. Alright. Anyway, that's what I have. And I do hope that everybody else had a good weekend and a good week while I was off. Contemporary will be in the morning. It may be a little bit hasty and a little bit rushed because I legitimately have nothing planned. Before all this happened, that was what I was going to sit down and start doing the planning for this. But yeah, that's your government bureaucracy at work. So keep a fire extinguisher handy and keep a gun handy. Because you can call the police all you want. You can say, help, help, police. And it's still going to take them 10 minutes to get 4 blocks. And imagine if I was on the other side of town, by the way. Like, I happen to live on the side of town where the police station is. If I was on the other side of town, it probably would have been 20 minutes before I saw the police officer. And I don't know where the fire station is. I've lived here for 3 years. I don't know where the fire station is here. Yeah. Something to contemplate. So keep yourself strapped, just in case. I pray to God you never have to use it. I pray that you never have to use your fire extinguisher. I pray that you never have to use the firearm that you have kept on the side of you. I pray that you never have to use any of that. But if it was, from me to you, especially after the experience that I had today, keep it handy. That's it. All right. So, and yeah, as I anticipated, there weren't going to be a lot of people out here, and this wasn't going to be long. How long have we even been on? 18 minutes, 20 minutes? Well, it's longer than I thought it was going to be. Matt Cow Mark, nice to have you back, but enjoyed looking at the female fill-in. Yeah, I saw you guys. And by the way, and I'll probably address this tomorrow morning too, I didn't cut the stream off. I was in the middle of going up the interstate. So I did not cut that stream off when she did. She did that, which that's the reason I put outro music up, because when you hit the end stream button, there is that little bit of delay at the end, but it cuts you off right now, right quick. So we put the title card up and we sit here and yeah, we talk about it a bit more. But yeah, we're gonna head out of here for the day. I gotta still do prep and be back up here I'll be waiting for you guys. It'll probably take me a good 8 hours, because I gotta sleep. And there's no way I'm getting at this at 7 with nothing prepped. It's not gonna happen. So it'll probably be about 7:30 in the morning. So let's get the title, or the title globe, because we're not doing the title card. Let's get the globe up here and send you guys out of here for the day. Let's change the music too. We gotta change the music because we have one good ending track for this entire channel. Except Wolfie Productions over on Instagram is gonna see it. All right, let's do this. Let's head out of here. Thanks, guys, for coming by. Thanks for checking me out. Yes, I'm safe. You don't have to worry about me here. But, yeah, it was an exciting time. And I'm, it happens that way sometimes. Anyway, let's head out of here. Let's be done. Take care, you guys. Where is my music control for this side? Let's get rid of that. Let's bring this one back up and... Well, thanks everybody. We will see you back here in the morning for Contemporary. Until then, I'm Jay Edgar, and thank you for coming to my Ed Talk. Take care.